Sit down, my king, I said to the young Frederic Roger as he entered the garden. It is time for your studies. Your German tutors have no doubt told you of the deeds of your Teutonic grandfather. I knew that story by heart, the boy king replied proudly. Indeed, I said with a wink. But I will tell you of the other side of your family. For you are firstly a son of Sicily. Ah, dear Sicily. A kingdom like no other, where three peoples were fused under the southern sun and formed the jewel that lies between east and west. It was the Norman side of your family that made it all possible. Normandy was a cold northern land of steel and chivalry, but it was also overflowing with the younger sons of minor barons, men aspiring to a greatness that exceeded the constraints of birth and station. This story, your story, begins with your great-grandfather's brother, Robert de Hautevilles, a man of immense stature, with fair hair, broad shoulders, and eyes that all but shot out sparks of flame. Robert was driven and possessed that incorrigible confidence that melts away doubts and allows ambition to keep pace with imagination. More cunning than any foe he faced, he was ever vigilant to seize any advantage, win through any means, and remain unbound by the rules of lesser men. You speak of him as a great man, but what did he do? The boy king asked, his eyes now wide with childish enthusiasm. I answered. Robert was the first to unite all Italian Normans under a single ruler. But his origins were very humble. He came from Normandy to Italy with scarcely 30 followers, and sought fortune in this land that so often rewards those with the daring and brilliance to seize it.
You are not in Normandy, Robert. I make the rules here. Leave Italy before I have you and your band of robbers hung from my tower.
I did not come all the way from Normandy for this. If you will not give me the lands I deserve, I will take them myself. My brother is a fool. We are not going back to Normandy empty-handed. The Norman barons are not yet suspicious of me. I can take advantage of that. Come, Normans!
Norman, I could use more of your type to further the Lombard cause. Come to my castle and let us make a deal. It is settled then. You will defend my lands, fight my enemies, and pay tribute when I ask. That is the price of these lands I give you.
Normans, you came here because there is nothing for us in Normandy. Duke William is a bastard, barely clinging to power there. Join me, and you will be lords of Italy. Betray me, and you will not live long.
Robert Guiscard comes! Protect your homes from this devil! Lord Robert, we have heard of your exploits and wish to serve you.
The Italian peasants make poor fighters. Get on your horses, men. We will conquer other Norman baronies to grow our warband.
Robert, my dear brother, in the court of Duke William, They tell tales of you fighting giants and dragons. They call you Guiscard, the cunning fox. I had to come and see for myself.
Do not believe every tall tale whispered in a bastard duke's court, brother.
Things are changing in Normandy, Robert. Duke William has plans to conquer England. But I would rather fight alongside my brother, here in Italy.
Lord Robert, we have heard of your exploits and wish to serve you.
Run to Constantinople and tell your emperor that Robert de Hautevilles calls for him. His court historians will soon know my name well. Normans, remember why we came to Italy. We will be ruthless, we will conquer, we will take and kill, and make a name for ourselves in this land like our fathers' fathers did in Normandy. Join me, and I will lead us to greatness.
The Italians called Robert Guiscard, the cunning fox. In a few decades, he had brought all of southern Italy to heel. But his imagination and his cunning would carry him across the horizon to new conquests. Where did he go next? The boy king nearly jumped up as he asked. That is a story for tomorrow. Not even a king can learn all of history in a single day. I remained in the garden as young Frederic Roger hurried off, a smile resting on my face. Already, I could see in him the shadow of his forefathers. Perhaps one day, this boy would eclipse them all. Stories of Robert's successes in Italy inspired the Normandy broken by civil war. The Norman Duke, William, had not yet earned the title, the Conqueror, and was still a controversial young bastard, barely clinging to power. Many Norman knights, bloodied by civil war and lured by southern riches, set out for Italy. Robert's youngest brother, your great-grandfather, Roger de Hauteville, was among them. But he was different. Where Robert was ruthless and cunning, Roger was patient and chivalrous. He was motivated by love. Judith Devereux, cousin of Duke William, had stolen Roger's heart, and the two wished to be married. Judith's father, however, would never entertain the thought of his daughter marrying a mere landless knight. Roger had no choice but to go to Italy to prove himself worthy of the woman that he loved. But Robert Guiscard, like his brother before him, expected Roger to make his own way in Italy, as he had done years before. He offered Roger no lands and no knights. Fortunately for Roger, there was still a prize awaiting a man of his talents. An island ruled by Muslims for 2 centuries, but now divided between rival emirs, Sicily beckoned. A faithless criminal is hiding in your lands, Norman. Return him to me, and I will pay you well for your trouble.
Do not listen to him, Said Roger. My head is far more valuable to you atop my shoulders.
I will not forget this, Norman. You harbor criminals, and I pronounce vendetta against you.
Shukran, Said Roger, shukran. My followers are yours to command. Gather my supporters and march on one of the cities. The people are weak, and if they see you kill an emir, they will submit to us. I mean you. You are indeed fortunate to have a friend like me, Said Roger. I am a local to Sicily and know the positions of the enemy cities. You will still need to search for the emirs themselves, though. Come, my loyal followers. I have returned with Norman friends. Do not be suspicious of their swords or their ways. They are good friends of Sicily.
The locals surrender to you, my lord. My lord should focus on killing the enemy emirs and princes while preserving their cities and armies.
I have a small favor to ask of you, Said Roger. Restore me to my throne at Syracuse, and I will be your most devoted ally.
Brother, my knights find no profit in putting down Lombard rebellions in Italy. There is little left to plunder. They want to conquer something, so make good use of them. I must go. Humphrey's son is causing trouble in Apulia. I should have killed him after his father died. Continue to conquer Sicily for me, and I will make you Count of the island.
Count? Said Roger? Inshallah you will be king of this island, without your ungrateful brother.
My brother is a fox. My day will come, but only if I am patient. Let us focus on taking this island before I worry over who will rule it.
Shukran, Said Roger. I prove my devotion by conscripting these peasants into your army. Get out there, peasants! You will fight for the Normans, or I will whip you!
Rise, Sicilians of Agrigento! Throw off your Berber prince. A new dawn is coming to Sicily. 3 faiths, Catholic, Orthodox, and Muslim inhabit this island. But those in the west have been subjugated by the Berbers. If I show my tolerance of their faiths, the people will rebel against the 2 Berber princes.
I see you are quite ambitious, brother. Do not let your ambitions make you foolish. I am watching you, as a good elder brother should. I will return to Italy, brother. Soon, I will call on you to watch over my lands while I march on Constantinople with Bohemond. Finish Sicily quickly.
Rise, Sicilians of Palermo! Repulse the Berbers! I have come to restore Sicily. The people of this island, Christian and Muslim, suffered for too long under feuding emirs. God willing, I will build a new order here, where Norman, Greek, and Arab live together in peace.
Sicily was a land fitting for a man like Roger. Daring and ambitious, but also patient, chivalric, tolerant, and above all, motivated by love. He married his beloved Judith and settled in a Sicilian court. Roger Bosso, the Great Count, as your great-grandfather would come to be known, was more than a conqueror. Adopting the ways of the island, he fashioned a new eclecticism that gave Sicily its unique character and strength. I do not know these words, the boy king said sadly. Forgive me, my king. What it means is that the warm Mediterranean breezes, the cool marble colonnades, the bubbly fountains splashing among the lemon trees, these are marked on your soul. You are shaped by this land, where Catholic church bells and the Orthodox liturgy mingle seamlessly with the Islamic call to prayer. It is a heritage unlike any other. All thanks to your great-grandfather. The boy nodded. I did not think he could yet fathom just how unique his kingdom was. What did my great-grandfather do next? Asked the boy king. I know that you want to hear more of Count Roger, my young king. But there are many lessons to learn from the other Hautevilles. While your great-grandfather was uniting Sicily, Robert Guiscard looked east to a Byzantine empire reeling from its crushing defeat at Manzikert. He arranged for an Orthodox monk to claim that he was a deposed emperor in need of Guiscard's support. Guiscard recognized, however, that he could not devote his full attention to such a campaign. The ceaseless feuds between Pope and Holy Roman Emperor would inevitably draw him back to Italy. He therefore assigned the command of the expedition to his eldest son, Bohemond. 20 years before, when Bohemond had been a boy, Guiscard discarded Bohemond's mother to marry a local Lombard princess for a momentary advantage. The first marriage to Bohemond's mother was ruled invalid by a compliant pope, reducing Bohemond to a bastard. By tradition, nothing of Guiscard's would pass to Bohemond. But this obstacle only hardened the warrior prince. He had all the individual heroism, tactical brilliance, and religious conviction to inspire men to follow him to the ends of the earth and challenge even an emperor. What Bohemond had not accounted for, however, was the power of a woman.
Bohemond, I will be away in Rome while you lead the attack. Your stepmother will assist you. Take it from your father. She is not one to be trifled with.
Oh, Bohemond, let me be clear. My son will succeed his father, not some half-wrought bastard such as you. I will keep the wealth of Apulia for my son, so he can conquer the East after you inevitably fail.
Let my father's second son keep the wealth. I do not need it. Normans from across all of Italy will flock to my banner once they hear of my valor in battle. Normans, the Emperor's armies gain strength from their buildings. We will sap their vigor by destroying their buildings and plundering their mills, markets, and resource camps. But be warned, their armies will pursue us across every mile of their country. We will hit them hard and fast, and escape to raid elsewhere before they bring their full strength to bear.
Oh, Bohemond, I thought you said that you would be heroic and have thousands of knights flocking to you. All I see is a coward who hangs back and does not fight himself. I suppose your mother's weak blood is to blame.
take the resources back to Italy. We do not need the gold my father's wife hoards for her misbegotten son.
My lord, these priests belong to an oppressed religious sect called the Bohemond. They say they have many secret followers among the Empire's soldiers. For a small payment of gold at my lord's castle, these Bohemond spies will report the locations and movements of the enemy armies for a limited time. My lord, a few years ago, the adventurer Roussel de Bailleul, who served with your father and uncle in Sicily, brought a Norman army to the east. They may still survive beyond the Seljuk Turks. My lord, you have found the remnants of Roussel de Bailleul's army. They say the Emperor murdered their leader. He will pay for spilling Norman blood. The Bohemond spies return to the shadows. My lord can purchase their services again at my lord's castle. The Bohemond spies return to the shadows. My lord can purchase their services again at my lord's castle.
Bohemond, I came to see what my nephew is up to. You are much like your father. Maybe Italy is too small for you, and you should look further east. I will leave you with some knights. Take care of them. I expect them to return to Sicily in one piece with stories of your exploits.
These Bulgarians say they are unwilling subjects of the Empire. They will fight alongside us.
Norman! My hoes are hungry for blood and plunder. Destroy the Greek towers that block our way, and I will unleash my hordes against the Byzantines. The way is clear for us. Ride! Ride and leave no Greek alive!
Army will bother us no more!
I have matters to deal with in Constantinople. Strategos, take command of my army.
Oh, Bohemond, it seems that your sister Matilda is more accomplished than you are. As we speak, she marches with her husband, the esteemed Count Berenger, to conquer Valencia. Maybe, after you fail, you can find employment there, as one of the Count's squires.
I am not finished yet, Norman. We will meet again.
You may have defeated the Greeks, Bohemond, but believe me, I am not finished with you. My son will soon take the throne, and you will never set foot in Italy again.
Robert Guiscard died suddenly in 1085, while Bohemond was stricken by illness, or as some say, poisoned by his stepmother, Sicily. Believing that Bohemond might die, the Norman lords had no choice but to elect Sicili's son as duke, a decision further encouraged by Count Roger of Sicily's support for the weaker and more easily influenced second son of Robert Guiscard. The seeds of Count Roger's patience were beginning to take root, but Bohemond's story is not yet finished. Bohemond never forgave Count Roger for siding with his younger brother. But other events would draw Bohemond away before he could threaten Norman unity. As bands of knights and foot soldiers passed through Sicily on their way to the Holy Land, Roger arranged for Bohemond to linger amongst them. Lured by the promises of lands and eternal glory on crusade, Bohemond, too, set out for the east. Bohemond retraced the path through the Byzantine Empire that he had taken only a few years before, while warring against the Emperor Alexios Komnenos. Now, however, he came to Constantinople as an honored guest, kneeling before his old adversary, and promising to restore the Empire's territories in the Holy Land. Bohemond, of course, shared his father's cunning, and had no intention of following through with such a promise. When the Crusaders besieged the ancient city of Antioch, Bohemond resolved that it should be his. Mustering the cunning of his heritage, Bohemond told the Emperor's men that the other Crusaders planned to assassinate them, causing them to return home. He then bribed a local garrison commander to open Antioch's gates, but only after he had secured the sworn promises of the other Crusader princes that the first among them to enter the city would rule it. Unfortunately for Bohemond and the Crusaders, a great Turkish army was on its way. Already worn down by 8 long months of siege, Bohemond would need every ounce of his courage and his skill to survive.
Stay close to the walls, men. The Turks are trying to lure us out to be shot full of arrows. Never chase the Turks into the open. We will kill them at the walls. Now, arrange to defend us. The Turks will attack again soon.
My lord, we have access to the rich hills behind Antioch. We should send the villagers there at once.
The heathen comes! Show the Turks our resolve! Where is that Emperor Alexios? I almost regret bloodying him across Illyria, if this is his way to get vengeance against me. Soldiers, we fight and die here, while the Byzantine Emperor dawdles. Never forget this Byzantine treachery.
My lord, the Emperor Alexios Komnenos has retired with his armies back to Constantinople. They believe us already dead.
He knows we are alive, and he knows I command the city. He is a spiteful coward, leaving us to die in the sand.
A peasant claims that the holy lance that pierced Christ is buried in this city. I am skeptical, my lord, but the priests say we should have faith in this vision. At the very least, it will inspire the soldiers to fight harder, if only for a short while. My lord should be tactical in choosing when to reveal this holy lance. My lord, the holy lance has been revealed to the soldiers. They are inspired.
The heathen comes! Show the Turks our resolve! Melt before us. Hold the holy launch high. We will carry it with us all the way to Jerusalem.
While Bohemond did not inherit his father's lands, he did inherit his attributes, and these won him a princedom. But Bohemond was not done after conquering Antioch. He sought every opportunity to conquer new lands, but his fearless aggression led him to being ambushed and captured by the Turks. His old enemy, the Emperor Alexios Komnenos, even offered to pay Bohemond's ransom if the Norman prince was brought to Constantinople in chains. Once again, Bohemond bested his old enemy, tricking his Turkish captors into releasing him for a smaller ransom. Years later, Bohemond again fought against the Emperor, but was surrounded by the Emperor's armies. He agreed to become a vassal of Emperor Alexios, but Bohemond's cunning had one last triumph. So that the treaty binding Bohemond to the Emperor would not include Antioch, Bohemond never again set foot in the city. He died in Sicily, leaving his son to succeed him in his hard-won eastern princedom. Our story is coming nearly to an end, my young king. But I have not yet even told you of your grandfather. He who first wore the crown that now rests upon your head. It is a story that should sound familiar to you. Your grandfather's father, the great Count Roger, died when Roger II was only a boy. Like you, he was raised by his mother in a cosmopolitan court among Greek and Muslim tutors. While such an upbringing meant that the young Roger lacked the martial confidence of his forebears, he instead gained skills for diplomacy and statecraft that would prove far more valuable. At that time, Norman Italy was divided into two lordships: Apulia, ruled by Robert Guiscard's grandson, and Sicily, ruled by Roger. When his cousin in Apulia died, childless, in 1127, Roger claimed all Hautevilles lands in Italy, forming the United Kingdom of Sicily. But this growing power, and Roger's tolerance for peoples of all faiths, raised the suspicions of the Pope. Railing against the half-heathen prince, the Pope called a crusade. Roger's Norman vassals, led by his own brother-in-law, rose in rebellion, while a mighty German army, headed by the Holy Roman Emperor himself, marched down the length of Italy. But Roger had grander ambitions than fighting Normans and German princes. He had a kingdom to build.
Look at this baptized Sultan. Too busy playing dress-up as a Saracen prince to come and fight a real man.
Your Majesty, we have pulled our forces from most of Italy, as you commanded. The peasants will surrender to the invaders, and their lives will be spared. Shall we retreat to the island, or hold our position in Calabria? Your Majesty, the Italian cities support the Holy Roman Emperor because he promises to restore their trade routes. We can pry them from this alliance by clearing the seas of Saracen pirates who prey on Italian trade.
When I was a little boy, I heard stories of your father and your uncle. Who would have thought that you would become a plaything of Saracens? It must have been your mother's doing, hmm?
Great Said. Your English Chancellor is wise. But many lives can be saved by paying the pirates to spare our ships. They will instead attack your enemies, Said.
The Italian cities have broken their alliance with the Holy Roman Emperor. Your attacks on the pirates have shown them that a strong Sicily means a rich Italy. Unfortunately, we destroyed the Sultan Al-Hassan's source of wealth. He now declares vendetta against us. Your Majesty, the scholar Al-Idrisi wishes to speak with you.
Great Sahib, I ask a humble favor. Please send your ships, traders and soldiers throughout the world, so that I may learn from their journeys and create a map of your entire realm and beyond. Even pirates have much to teach of their mother culture. The Saracen ways will improve your monks and camel riders. Berber scholars will improve your castles and your camel riders, Sahib. I have questioned the Greek scholars and read their books. They tell the secrets of Greek fire and ways of fighting that will improve your knights.
My lord, the Drengo Lord offers to surrender now if you allow him to keep his lands. His offer only stands for a short time.
This wonder is more than a building, Saeed. It is the future! Men and women will look upon its walls and remember that here was where the people of all faiths and cultures stood together in peace. Great Sahib, you emerged between the worlds of the East and the West and built a kingdom like no other. You are truly a wonder in your own right.
Poets, scientists, and artists came to Sicily from both the Islamic and Christian worlds, welcomed with admiration and tolerance. The long gestating seeds of Count Roger's patience, planted in this most fertile soil, had finally awoken and flowered under King Roger and this bright kingdom in the sun. As for the Holy Roman Emperor, he died in the mountains on his way back to Germany. His throne stood empty for many years, though his grandson, styling himself Henry the Lion, would lay claim to it. Ultimately, it was your German grandfather who finally restored the Holy Roman Empire and united Germany and Italy. You see, my dear Frederic Roger, in your name, you carry the legacies of both of your grandfathers. One whom your German tutors adore was, of course, the great Frederick Barbarossa. But the other, half Norman, half Italian, but fully Sicilian, was most like you. And that, my young king, is the story of how your family built the kingdom that you now rule. The young king watched me for a moment. He stood up, thanked me for the lecture, and walked away. About halfway through the garden, he stopped and stood silent for a while, and then asked thoughtfully,
Do you think that I will be their equal? A new Guiscard? Or Roger Bosso? Or King Roger?
My king, I said, in time, you will outshine them all.